Hey y'all, it's the end of the month and it's time for my November favorites. And this month I actually have one regret as well. But I'm going to go ahead and get started with the favorites. So the first one has to be this nail polish. It's Formula X for Sephora. And it's in the shade Impeccable. And I'm actually wearing it today. And this polish job this is my 6th day wearing this polish. And it still only has a little bit of tip wear. It hasn't really chipped, so that is absolutely awesome. I will be doing a review on the Formula X system on my blog probably, so keep an eye out for that if you want to know more information. But I really just like this color because it's a nude, but it has that taupe, like purple taupe undertone to it, and it's just very unique in my opinion. So I absolutely love this. The next nail polish that I have is one by Glaze, and this is in the shade Seduce Me. And I have been looking for a wine color polish that wasn't too purple but also wasn't too red. And this is like the perfect color for me. Now the formula is not the greatest, but it's not horrible either. It does go on a little bit streaky at first, but it tends to even itself out with the second coat. So I really like the color of this. I pretty much wore these two like all month. I think this is my 2nd time wearing this since I got it, and I wore this for probably about a week and a half to 2 weeks. So now for the makeup. So first makeup favorite is this Becca highlighter. This is in the shade Opal, and it's just a beautiful champagne color, but it's like a cross between a champagne and a bronze, which is why I really like it. It's not a stark white champagne like a lot of highlighters can tend to be. It has that bronze undertone that makes it really wearable, but because it's so pigmented, it can give you that type of like bam highlight, or it can give you a soft highlight because it's so like blendable. Another cheap product that I have is a blush. And this is by Nars. It's Dolce Vita. And I just purchased this earlier this month. And I don't know why I waited so long to get this. Like this, I like this, really like this blush. It's natural, but it also has some color to it. I was looking for like a pinky nude blush, but all the ones like Tarte Exposed and some of the other more popular ones, they're too light for my skin tone. But this really fits the bill as to what I was looking for. The only thing is that it's really heavily pigmented, so you have to be careful with it. But I don't have a problem with that. I'd rather that than to have to try to pile it on. And I'm actually wearing it today. It goes with pretty much anything, so I really like that. Next, I have the Bahama Mama bronzer by the Balm, and it comes in this little cute little package with the hula lady on front. And I purchased this a hot look, and I wasn't sure that it would work for me because it looks too light, but it actually works. I don't know how, but it goes on darker than what it looks in the pan. So I'm wearing it today, if you can see it there. And I like it because all my other bronzers are kind of like more red toned, and this one is just strictly like a dark brown. And it's actually like a cool tone brown. It's like almost like gray undertones, and I think it's working well for me now because since I dyed my hair, it's more red than it usually is, and I don't want to add any extra red to my face because I feel like it can be a little bit too much. So I've been enjoying using this, especially since I got my hair dyed, and I'm surprised that it shows up on my skin. And then the last makeup favorite I have is this palette. It's the Laura Mercier Artist Palette, and I'm sure you've heard me talk about it. But I just really wanted to point out this one shade, African Violet. It's my absolute favorite shade. And I just think it's the most gorgeous purple gold, like duochrome. It's so pretty on the eyes. I haven't seen a shadow like this. If you saw my latest video, which was my Naked 3 palette review, then there is a shade now that I can say that's similar to this in that palette. So check that out if you're interested. But I really like the African Violet shade. And then I also like the Cœur Royale, which is a matte purple. It's kind of dark and smoky, but not too dark. And it just works well for a variety of looks. I've been wearing this palette a whole lot since I got it earlier this month. Okay, so my last favorite is a brush, and this is the Sephora Pro Airbrush Concealer Brush. Did I say that right? The Sephora Pro Airbrush Concealer. Okay, yeah, I was right. So it's dirty now, so don't mind that. I just used it today. So I really like this because it's nice and fluffy. It blends out my concealer like effortlessly under my eyes. It's amazing. Like it just helps to blend it in so well, and I didn't think a brush could be this good for concealer, but this is the only concealer brush that I probably will use from now on. And I showed this in a haul video, I think, and after that I went out and bought another one because I wanted to have a backup for when the first one was dirty, because I don't wash my brushes often enough. So absolutely love this, would definitely recommend it. And I know it's kind of on the expensive side, it's $24, but I definitely think it's worth it. Okay, so now for my one regret, and this is a purchase that I made during the Sephora Friends and Family sale, and it's a Marc Jacobs product. And I'm so disappointed in this because these blushes, this is a blush, and these blushes are not cheap. I could have spent my money on a Nars blush and probably had a better outcome. So that's what makes me so disappointed. And it's not horrible, but anyway, this is in the shade Provocative, and that's what it looks like. It looks like a pretty terracotta, right? But you get like no color payoff from it. That's it there. And the only reason it's even showing up this much now is because I keep like rubbing off the top layer with a paper towel to try to get some more pigment, like kind of scraping it up a little bit to try to get some more pigment to come through. But I don't feel like I should have to do that with a $30 blush. Also, my other gripe is that when I put this on, because it's not pigment, I have to keep piling it on, like keep going back in with my brush. And I know that will add to the fact of putting oil on your blush. When you get oil on your blush, like from your skin, your natural oils, that will cause that layer to build up over the top of the blush, or any powder product really. And so the fact that I have to keep going because nothing's showing up on my face, it's a never-ending cycle. I scrape and then I use and I have to scrape it again because the oil just builds up on it. So I'm not saying these blushes are horrible, but for darker skin tones, I just don't think these are worth the money at all, because I should not have to work this hard for a $30 blush. I can go buy like a Maybelline blush and work hard for it to show up on me, but I'm definitely not going to do that for a $30 blush. So I won't be getting any more of these. I'm not going to return it just because I don't really like returning makeup, and I did buy it on sale. So I'm going to try to continue to use it or something, but I won't be buying another one. Alright, so that is it for my November favorites and my one little regret. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know some of the things that you enjoyed over the past month. You can leave it in the comments below, or you can leave me a link to your November favorites down below. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.